I come before you, broken and weary. The weight of this temptation is crushing me, and I feel lost in the struggle. My own strength is not enough. I have tried, and I have failed. But your word says that when I am weak, you are strong. So, Lord, I surrender. I lay this battle at your feet. Father, you see the war inside me. The enemy whispers lies, telling me I am too far gone, that I cannot overcome. But you are the God of victory. You have called me out of darkness into your marvelous light. You have given me a spirit of power, not of fear. Jesus, you walked this earth and faced temptation. You know this struggle. You overcame, and through you I can overcome too. Fill me with your spirit, Lord. Let your strength be my shield, and your truth be my sword. When my flesh is weak, remind me that you have already made a way out. I will not be defined by my failures. I will not be a slave to this temptation. I belong to you. Wash me clean, renew my mind, and ignite in me a hunger for righteousness. Let your love be greater than my desires, and let your presence satisfy what this world never could.
You know, last night, I had a breaking point. I was at a low that I haven't been at in a very long time. I've been going through a lot for the last 8 months of my life, specifically. Really, it's been 2.5 years of stuff that I've been going through. Almost, actually, 3 years at this point. For the last 8 months or so of my life, you know, a lot of it has been the darkest moments of my entire life. And, you know, I could say that over the past, month and a half, I felt like I actually started to improve. I actually started to get to a place that I'd never been before, a place where I was finally finding peace in the struggle, if that makes sense. Peace in knowing that what I'm going through is making me stronger, and really embracing that. And over the past few nights specifically, I went from really feeling like I was improving, really feeling like I was at peace with myself, at peace with the season that I'm in, thankful for it, and thankful that I'm getting somewhere in life, to back to some of the darkest thoughts, feeling like I just don't want to exist. Very, very dark thoughts, and just really feeling like I was just at rock bottom, and really asking God, why is this happening to me? I thought I was doing better. Like, why does this always happen to me? Because I have a tendency of really getting ahead of myself and being like, man, I really think I'm improving, and then everything comes crashing down on me. And, you know, like I said, after last night, after sitting there and I was in my car with one specific song on replay, sitting there contemplating my life, sitting there asking, you know, what am I gonna do? Feeling completely, utterly hopeless, and just feeling like I'm never gonna ever get better. And after that, I went into my house, bawled my eyes out, to be honest with you guys, and then I went to bed. And when I woke up this morning, I had this almost mindset switch of saying, you know what? I'm not gonna let this control me anymore. It's time to make a change. This isn't going to happen to me anymore. I'm not gonna let these thoughts control me anymore. They're not gonna hold the same weight as they used to. And I'd like to mention that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna have hard times and hard moments, because you know what? Tonight has sucked. I have a dream, and while this dream is somewhat tainted because of everything I've gone through, by somewhat tainted I mean it's very tainted by everything that I've gone through in the last however long. This dream I've had since I was younger. This dream to get onto YouTube, to do something with this. Sorry if the audio sounds a little bit different. I had to switch mics because my wireless mic died, because I didn't prepare for this, obviously. I've had a dream since I was a kid to do this. I've mentioned this on my channel multiple times, and I'll continue to mention it because that's what this channel is about. It's about my journey. It's about my journey to create a life that I want to live and not what someone else wanted me to live. I want to be vulnerable in this channel as much as I can. I don't want to go into too much detail about things that I've gone through in my life, but eventually it's going to come to that point where I'm going to start going into detail, and I'm going to go more into detail probably more as my channel goes on. Just every one of these videos that I do, I'll probably continue to go into detail more. I've explained that I was in a relationship with somebody, and that's really what I've struggled with for the last 8 months of my life, and it has been the darkest period of my entire life. And I've probably hit multiple of these breaking points, saying I'm done, I'm locking in, I'm doing this, but I really feel with doing YouTube, pursuing this dream that I've had since I was a kid, this really gives me the motivation to actually lock in this time, actually not let this stuff control me, because now I have a purpose, now I have a goal in mind that I want to accomplish. I've never been so driven and so motivated for YouTube in my entire life, to escape the life that I live now and say, you know what, I'm living the life that I want. I'm not living the normal life, I'm not living the life that somebody else tells me to live. I'm making this change and I'm doing this. And especially after the last couple nights and even tonight, like I said, this took a lot of energy coming out here and making this video. I almost didn't even make this video tonight because I had no motivation. I said, you know what, this sucks. I was really down on myself, you know, and just really spiraling about everything and really upset as usual. I had a long shift today. My job really drains me. My job really attributes to the way I feel a lot of the time, because it's not something I want to do, obviously, and it's something that I have to do because I haven't made this work yet. Like I said, this channel's about my journey. It's about making a change. It's about making the change that you want to make in your life. And this change starts now for me. I'm no longer letting someone else control, someone else that's not in my life anymore, that willingly chose to choose somebody else over me, to leave me after everything that I've previously been through and after being so vulnerable with them and trying so hard. I'm not gonna let somebody like that control my life and things that I want to do in life. I'm not gonna let someone like that take the joy out of my life, because I know that God has more for me than just some woman that couldn't appreciate me for who I am. And I don't want to get all like, you know, normal stuff that people say of like, oh, she just couldn't see your true value and all this stuff. But you know what? It's like, that's real. Like, she couldn't. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are watching this video that are in the same boat as me. And if you are, I feel for you. I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through. And I know how bad it hurts, because you know what? I'm going through it right now. It still sucks. I'm still spiraling a lot of these nights, and it's been 8 months for me. Not to mention, I already had plenty of loss before her, and this is just, it's amplified it. But either way, after today, it's a new chapter. I will be pursuing this dream full force. This is top of my priority list. I don't care about anything else. Even stuff that, you know, the normal person would think is more important, like maybe like school or my job or whatever it is. This is top of my priority list. Besides my relationship with God, which also needs to be over this, and we're working on that right now as well. This is the top of my priority list. I will be making a change that nobody will expect, and I will go from where I am right now to somebody that's completely unrecognizable. And this is your sign as well. Whoever's watching this video, if you had a dream that you want to accomplish, I've said this before, and I know it sounds cliche, but follow what you want to do. Follow your dreams. I know that sounds so basic to say, but seriously, go do it. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. Because you know what? At the end of the day, it's your life. It's not anybody else's life. Why does it matter what anybody else thinks? It doesn't. It really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And if you've had a loss in your life as well that's doing the same thing to you that it's doing to me, that person chose to walk away from you. Why would you want somebody who chose to walk away from you, who chose somebody else over you, who saw you for who you truly were and still chose to walk the other way? That's somebody that you don't want in your life. I can assure you of that. The person who's going to be your partner for the rest of your life should be somebody who chooses you no matter what, besides being unfaithful. But that's the obvious part. Your partner should understand your flaws, should understand things you've gone through prior to them, should be able to be there for you through everything. They shouldn't require you to prove your love to them. This is all from my personal situation, and I am honestly just kind of ranting at this point because it's my situation and I'm so upset at it. I'm gonna cut that out before I go on a complete tangent, and this video has been way too long at this point. Make the change that you want. Go after what you're passionate about. Mark this day that you're watching this video right now and say to yourself, this is the day I choose where my life is going. This is the day that I stop listening to other people, and do it. And make the change and say and commit right now. Commit to it right now. And if you made it this far in the video, let me know down in the comments, and tell me in the comments down below that you're committing to this today. Because if I can do it with everything that I've gone through in my life, you can do it too. This is the last thing. In the last 3 years of my life, my grandfather took his life. My dad passed away 8 months later, and I went through the hardest breakup of my entire life. I get it, I'm only 20 years old, and if there's anybody who's watching this older than me, they may downplay my situation. But this following everything, considering I wanted to marry this person more than anything, and that I really didn't even know myself in this relationship, and basically lost myself even more trying to keep this relationship alive, just for it to fail. If you're not in my situation, you wouldn't quite understand it. That's besides the point. My final point that I'm gonna make, considering everything that I've gone through, I'm sure there's people who have gone through worse that are watching this video. If I can make this change, if I can say that I'm making the change today and that I'm transforming myself, you can do it too. I assure you of it. Let's do it together. If you guys relate and you guys want to see this transformation unfold and you want to come along for the journey with me, stick around, because I'm gonna be here and I'm making this change that I want to make. Anyways, guys, you're stronger than you think. Make the change that you want. Do it for you and no one else. See you guys in the next video.